Hey there, hosers and hoserettes! If you're planning a trip up north to the land of moose, maple syrup, and manners, you better listen up. You're about to discover 10 mind-blowing facts about Canada that'll leave you saying, "What the puck?" Everybody knows that Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined. Like, we're talking enough lakes to make even Aquaman jealous. And don't even get me started on the coastline. It's longer than a superhero shopping list after a long week of saving the world. Oh, and did I mention the maple syrup? Yeah, we're talking about the good stuff, the real deal. Not that Aunt Jemima corn syrup you try to pass off as the real deal. 85% of the world's supply, baby. We practically bleed maple syrup up here. So buckle up, Buttercup, because you're about to embark on a journey into the heart of Canada. And trust me, it's wilder than a beaver on a sugar rush. Hold on to your toques, folks, because fact number one is a real doozy. Canada has not one, but two official languages. That's right, English and French. I know what you're thinking. Those Canadians must be some kind of linguistic superheroes. And you know what? You're not wrong. It's like having Wolverine's claws and Deadpool's wit, all rolled into one awesome package. Imagine strolling down the streets of Montreal, ordering a croissant with the confidence of Captain Kirk commanding the Starship Enterprise. Or rocking out to Celine Dion in Quebec City, belting out those high notes like a true Canuck rock star. But it's not just about looking cool and impressing your friends, though that's definitely a bonus. Being bilingual opens up a whole new world of culture, history, and poutine-eating possibilities. Now some of you might be worried about getting lost in translation, but fear not, my friends. Canadians are a friendly bunch. We're always happy to help a fellow human out, even if it means resorting to some hilarious hand gestures and charades. It's all part of the Canadian experience, eh? Besides, think of it as a mental workout. Learning a new language keeps your brain sharp, just like how Deadpool's healing factor keeps him looking young and spry. Okay, maybe not that young, but you get the idea. So there you have it, folks. Canada, where you can have your maple syrup and say bonjour to it too. Fact number 3, kids. Canada, that friendly neighbor to the north, is huge. Like, really ridiculously huge. We're talking second largest country in the world, massive. I mean, you could fit all of Europe in there, with room left over for a few Russias, maybe a China or two, and still have space for Bieber to practice his dance moves in peace. And don't even get me started on the time zones. There are like a bajillion of them. Okay, maybe not a bajillion, but 6. 6. Which basically means while you're waking up to your morning coffee, some dude in Newfoundland is already halfway through his second breakfast, and wondering why you're so lazy. Seriously, Canada is so big, Canadians routinely get lost in their own country. It's like a rite of passage, like losing your first tooth or realizing Nickelback is actually from Alberta. Which, let's be honest, is probably why they sing about being in a band. Easier to find each other on tour than in that giant maple syrup scented wilderness, and the best part, most of it is just gloriously uninhabited wilderness, perfect for filming fake superhero landings, building secret lairs, or just getting away from it all. Just watch out for moose, they're deceptively fast and they hold grudges. Trust me on that one. Hold on to your toques, folks, because fact number 4 is about to blow your culinary minds. Canadians, those syrup-guzzling, hockey-loving Canucks, are the undisputed champions of, wait for it, macaroni and cheese. Yeah, you heard that right. Forget poutine, forget Nanaimo bars, forget even maple syrup. Almost. When it comes to comfort food, Canadians go full-on cheesy with a vengeance. According to some very official-sounding statistics that I may or may not have made up, Canadians consume more mac and cheese per capita than any other nation on Earth. That's right, they put away more cheesy goodness than the Americans, the Italians, even the French. And honestly, can you blame them? Mac and cheese is the ultimate comfort food. It's warm, it's cheesy, it's basically a hug in a bowl. Plus, it pairs perfectly with a cold Canadian beer after a long day of, I don't know, wrestling bears or whatever it is Canadians do in their spare time. I like to imagine there's a secret underground society in Canada dedicated entirely to mac and cheese. They meet in dimly lit basements, exchange secret recipes whispered in hushed tones, and engage in epic cheese pull competitions. The winner, crowned the mac and cheese monarch of course, and given a lifetime supply of cheddar and elbow macaroni. Their winning recipe is then locked away in a vault, guarded by a team of highly trained beavers. Okay, maybe not that last part, but you get the idea. The point is, Canadians take their mac and cheese seriously. It's not just a dish, it's an institution. It's a symbol of their national pride, right up there with hockey and apologizing profusely for no reason. So the next time you find yourself face to face with a plate of steaming hot mac and cheese, take a moment to appreciate the Canadians. They may not have invented it, but they've definitely perfected it. Alright, buckle up, buttercups, because fact number 5 is going to make your legs hurt just hearing about it. Canada, land of moose, maple syrup, and surprisingly good comedians, looking at you, Seth Rogen, is also home to the longest street in the entire world. We're talking Yonge Street, baby. Stretching a mind-numbing 1,178 miles, that's 1,896 kilometers for you metric folks. This bad boy makes Route 66 look like a leisurely stroll in the park. I mean seriously, who needs a treadmill when you can just walk down Yonge Street for like a year and a half? By the time you reach the end, you'll have calves of steel, a beard down to your knees, and enough stories to bore your grandkids to sleep for decades. Now you might be thinking that's all well and good. But what's the point of having a street that long? Do Canadians just walk it for fun? And to that I say, have you met a Canadian? Of course they walk it for fun. They probably have annual Yonge Street marathons where they compete for bragging rights and a year's supply of poutine. I bet there are even urban legends about people who tried to walk the entire length of Yonge Street and were never seen again. Maybe they got lost in the Canadian wilderness, or maybe they just found a really good donut shop and decided to stay put. Hey. When you're talking about a street this long, anything is possible. Just remember to pack comfortable shoes, a good playlist, and maybe a spare pair of knees because you're gonna need them. Okay, are you ready for the next one? We're about to dive into the frosty abyss of Canadian weather. Fact number 6 will make your teeth chatter harder than a squirrel trying to crack a walnut frozen in a glacier. You think Canada's all polite sorries and maple syrup? Think again. This place gets colder than my ex's heart after I told her I was playing Fortnite with Hugh Jackman. We're talking minus 81 degrees Fahrenheit, folks. That's minus 63 degrees Celsius. That's colder than a penguin's backside on a bad day. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how they invented ice hockey. They just chucked a puck on a frozen lake and said, let's get this over with before we turn into popsicles. Now, you might be wondering how Canadians survive these sub-zero temperatures. Well, rumor has it they're part polar bear. Don't quote me on that though, I haven't actually seen a Canadian transform into a majestic white bear under a full moon. But I haven't seen it either. Seriously though, they wear layers upon layers of clothes. I'm talking about enough layers to make an ogre jealous. And they still complain about the cold. I mean, come on guys, embrace your inner polar bear. Next time you complain about a little chill in the air, just remember those brave Canadians battling temperatures that would make a Yeti say, nope, I'm out. Alright, let's talk about money, money, money. But hold your horses, Scrooge McDuck, because Canada's got a currency system that's more fun than a barrel of monkeys riding unicorns. Forget your boring old dollars and cents. In Canada, they've got loonies and toonies. Yes, you heard me right, loonies and toonies. One Canadian dollar is affectionately called a loonie because it has a picture of a loon on it. You know, that majestic bird that sounds like it's laughing hysterically? And get this, a $2 coin is called a toonie. Because, well, two loonies make a toonie. Simple, elegant Canadian. See, even their money is adorable. It's like they looked at the American dollar and said, nah, that's too serious. Let's put some birds on ours and give them funny names. And you know what? I respect that. I mean, who wouldn't want to pay for their maple syrup and poutine with loonies and toonies? It just sounds way more fun. So, if you ever find yourself up north, make sure you exchange your boring old American dollars for some of that sweet, sweet loony and toonie action. You'll be the envy of all your friends, or at least the ones who appreciate a good pun. Alright folks, get ready for a sugar rush because fact number 8 is about to blow your mind, and possibly your waistline. We all know Canada loves its maple syrup, but what if I told you they have another national treasure? A delicious, deep-fried, sugar-coated treasure. That's right, my friends, we're talking about donuts. Apparently, Canada has more donut shops per capita than any other country in the world. I mean, who knew, right? I thought that was America's thing. But hey, I'm not complaining. More donuts for everyone, especially me. It seems those Canadians are secretly donut connoisseurs. They've got more varieties than you can shake a hockey stick at. Maple glazed, sprinkle covered, jelly filled, you name it. They even have a special kind of donut called a beaver tail, which, thankfully, does not involve any actual beavers. It's basically a flat, deep-fried dough that you can cover in all sorts of delicious toppings. I'm telling you, Canada is a donut paradise. It's enough to make a superhero consider giving up crime fighting and opening up a donut shop. But hey, maybe I'll do both. Fight crime by day, devour donuts by night. That's the Canadian dream, right? Okay, buckle up, Buttercup, because fact number 9 is a real doozy. You know how you can call, like, customer service or your grandma, and there's a phone number? Well, hold on to your tokes, because Canada apparently has its own hotline bling. I'm not messing with you. It's real, and it's spectacular. Want to chat about the weather? Give them a ring, yearning for some poutine advice? They're standing by. Craving some maple syrup facts while wearing flannel pajamas? Don't be shy, dial away. Okay, I'm not promising those calls will go through, but hey, it's a free country. Well, Canada anyway. So, what is this magical, mystical number, you ask? It's easier to remember than Bieber's birthday, I'll tell you that much. Ready for it? Drum roll. It's 1-800-O-CANADA. Yep, you can literally dial those letters. Try it, I'll wait. I swear, sometimes I think Canada is just messing with us. Like, they're all up there in their snow forts laughing their maple syrup-fueled laughs coming up with this stuff. But hey, you gotta admire their style. It's like they took Murica's obsession with toll-free numbers and cranked it up to 11. Only in Canada, am I right? Alright, we've arrived at the 10th and final fact, and let me tell you, Canada saved the best for last. We've had some laughs, we've had some gasps, but get ready for something truly, well, Canadian. This, my friends, is a story about geography, humor, and a healthy dose of you can't make this stuff up. Tucked away on the eastern coast of Canada, in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, lies a town with a name that's, well, let's just say it's memorable. A name that will make you giggle like a moose calf on a sugar high. A name that proves Canadians have a sense of humor that's drier than a polar bear in a snowstorm. Yep, you guessed it. Canada has a place called Dildo. No, seriously. Dildo, Newfoundland. Population, around 1,200 brave souls. I can only imagine the conversations at customs. So where are you visiting from? Dildo. Come again? Dildo. Honestly, you gotta hand it to the Canadians. They could have changed it, but nope, they own it. They embrace it. They probably even have dildo. Come for the name, stay for the scenery, bumper stickers. And that, my friends, is why Canada is the best. Never change, Canada. Never change. Well, there you have it. 10 mind-blowing facts about Canada that are about as surprising as finding a Celine Dion fan club in Quebec. I hope you found this overview of the most crazy facts about Canada useful, and that it will help you in having a safe and wonderful stay in this country. If you are planning to visit also some other countries, check out my other videos to learn basic facts without which you would not survive the trip.